I can return to Ithaca and my sweet wife, Penelope.
It's been so many years since I've seen your father. I hope he's still the magnificent physical specimen he was when he left.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of World of Chaos. This is my official review. I don't know why I say official. That's not really the word. Please forgive the rudimentary setup right here.
The crudity of this model, I didn't have time to build it to scale or to paint it.
Doing this kind of on the fly. But this is before Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey. What more can you say about The Odyssey? It's a story almost as old as time. A lot of you probably read this in high school. This is the latest film by, in my humble opinion, the best filmmaker alive today, Christopher Nolan, a man whose worst film is still probably The Dark Knight Rises, which, all things considered, is not a bad film. Coming after The Dark Knight, But if that's your worst film, you're pretty damn good. He's my favorite director currently, next to Spielberg, Coogler, and Fincher. I saw this movie opening weekend. I saw it in IMAX, which I stress to you, if you have the ability to see this film in IMAX, seek it out in IMAX. The viewing experience is amazing. There is not one shred of the screen that is wasted. It, in certain aspects, is a little intimidating because there are some amazing cinematography and shots in this film that literally sank me back in my seat. Like, wow, like this is immersive. I'm not going to get into everything about The Odyssey because it is The Odyssey and I don't want to be here for 20 years.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
If you were on the fence about this film, coming from Oppenheimer, being that Oppenheimer was only 2 years ago, the fact that we got Oppenheimer and then we got The Odyssey in less than 3 years is unbelievable turnaround for Christopher Nolan, because this movie feels like it could have taken 5 years to film. It's Christopher Nolan. It's not perfect, not a perfect film. I do think the first act, which is a part of the story of The Odyssey itself, does tend to jump around a lot, and it can get a little bit confusing because you're jumping from here to there inside of a flashback. It's a Rashomon type story a little bit, but I would say the second and third acts of this movie are things that we don't typically see in a modern epic film. Like, there are parts of this film where I'm like, this was a film we would have seen like in the 1950s or 60s. And I say that because of the grand scale of this. Going into some of the backstory, when they do the fall of Troy, there are over 2,000 extras fully dressed in armor for the siege of Troy. So 2,000 people, that's got to be a nightmare logistically directing. But typically now you would just see a lot of that in CGI. You would see 8 or 10 guys and then just replicated a few hundred times in CGI. But because Nolan is one of the only filmmakers right now that is doing as much as you can do in camera, and the things that you hear that they did in camera, there's, and I don't want to spoil any of this, I mean, it is The Odyssey, but there's a part where they're going versus I'll just call her a witch, and she does weird stuff to some guys, and they shot that practically in camera. You've most likely heard of the Cyclops. They shot that practically as you can with a 60-foot tall puppet in camera using movie magic, forced perspective. It's as little CGI as possible, only CGI to enhance. It's an amazing film. Getting into the performances, if Matt Damon does not win, not nominated, if Matt Damon does not win the Oscar for Best Actor, you can throw out the Oscars. His performance in this film is amazing. And it's a performance that could get a little, I don't want to say hokey in another actor's hands, but Matt you feel the dread that he feels. You feel his ego at times, and you feel the pain he has from leading these men constantly further away from their homes. And the fact that it does start to dawn on him, we may not make it home. But there's also a stretch of this film where he has to ask himself, does he want to come home? Amazing performance by Matt. Anne Hathaway does a great job of Penelope, because that character could be written to just be kind of one note, but Anne adds a lot of melancholy and still hope, because she's undyingly loyal to her husband. Tom does a really good job in this film. Tom does. One of the funny things about this film is Tom is the son of Anne Hathaway and Matt Damon. His character is around 20, 21 years old, and it's getting to the point with Tom, like, all right, the cheekbones are getting a little too defined. You're not college age anymore, which it sometimes does take you out. He's like, I've never known my father in 20 years. I'm just paraphrasing. I'm like, hey, you sure about that? No. Robert Pattinson plays the best. Just, if you've seen Gladiator and then you watch this, it is kind of the evolution of Joaquin Phoenix's role in Gladiator. You can't wait for this character to get his comeuppance. One actor I think is getting some praise, but I would love to heap praise on it. John Leguizamo. He is amazing in this film. Notice I'm not saying anybody's names too in the film, because it's a lot of, I'm not going to mispronounce that and spend half the video making sure I'm pronouncing the names. I'm just going to say the actors' names, okay?
All right, you got to write all that down, because I'm not going to remember any of it, but here we go.
But John Leguizamo's role in this is one of those that could have just been not thrown in, but his character adds so much weight to the loyalty that everybody has to Matt Damon. And it's just, I truly hope John gets singled out with some award nominations, because he's one of the best working actors out there. I mean, think about it. This guy that was in The Pest. This guy was in The Pest. All right, movie of 4% on Rotten Tomatoes, and that's kind of being kind. I watched The Pest a lot in the 90s. Okay, it's a great film. I'm glad we still are getting films like this, and I'm appreciative of Christopher Nolan for still making films like this in camera, and it not just being a CGI fest. Like, this was a joy to watch. Yes, it is just under 3 hours long. I think you could probably cut maybe 10 minutes out of it, but I say it's similar to the Batman. At being almost 3 hours long, I didn't feel like it was 3 hours long, which is great, because it's a constantly moving film. And it's something I really think everybody should see. Is this the greatest film of all time? No. Is it Christopher Nolan's best film? I don't think so. Is it one of the best films that we've seen this decade? Definitely. Yes, it might be borderline, I'd say borderline top 5 Nolan films. Dark Knight to me is still his best work, and yes, I am partial. Interstellar, my God. Inception, see, there we go, man. I'm ranking them right now. If you haven't seen the Odyssey, if you're on the fence, go see it. It is worth it. Do not drink anything, because you're gonna miss something, or look up one of the spoilers to tell you when you can go to the bathroom. But in all seriousness, if Spider-Man wasn't coming out in about a week and a half, 2 weeks now, this would be the movie of the year before Doomsday comes out. It's amazing. It is, as a fan of film, it kind of rewarded me that we're still getting epic films like this, especially, and I don't want to keep hammering it, but the fact that the majority of this film was shot as practically as you can in camera, it's just refreshing, you know? So hats off to Nolan, Matt Damon, the entire cast and crew. Your work is rightly being celebrated right now. So I'm gonna give it a review. I'm gonna give it a ranking. I would say this film it's an 8.5 out of 10 for me. It's an 8.5 out of 10. And a 10 to me is very, very, very hard to achieve. And that's my review of the Odyssey. If you made this far in the video, first of all, thank you for your time. I'm glad that you made this far and that you don't feel I've wasted it. Then I hope I've earned a subscribe, a follow, a like, and a share to other friends you know that like this type of content. I hope to start uploading on more of a frequent basis so you can be rewarded with your time more. I've been Chaos. You've been awesome. Live responsibly.